Non puoi usare la scomparsa di tuo padre come scusa per comportarti male.
Non tornerà più, vero? Devi sperare sempre.
Immagino quanto ti manchi.
Più di qualsiasi altra cosa nell'universo. Perché non andiamo a cercarlo? Andiamo! Papà aveva ragione. È davvero possibile. È il pianeta che preferisco nell'intera galassia.
I want to start in Mrs. Who style, quoting a quote from Shakespeare. Okay. It's just a scars that never felt a wound. It's really easy to be a warrior when the world makes sense to you. I want to know, in your opinion, how can we be a warrior when we've got a trauma, something that really doesn't feel the world has sense anymore?
Well, I will say that I really enjoyed that quote, the very first quote that you say about Rumi, the wound is where the light gets in. So if you don't ever have any failure or any trauma, I always say that is what makes you the person you are. Whenever a young person says to me, but I have this and I have that, I said, well, that unique set of things that have happened to you are going to make you the person you are.
Isn't it hard being a parent, or even with the girls at your school, where it's like you want to protect them from getting wounds, but you know it's the wounds that's going to make them the people they are? It's very difficult. Yeah.
We all know, because we're grown enough to know it, but when you're young you don't. You have this fallacy that life is supposed to be great all the time. So I have a school, and what I try to train the girls now is to fail up, not to fail down, not let whatever looks like failure take you down, but let it take you up. Because there is no experience that any of us has that does not come into your life that cannot also strengthen you and make you better. Everything shows up to show you how to be more of who you are. And you get an opportunity through every experience to do that. So there is not one thing that ever happens that's wasted.
That's so great. Don't fail down, fail up.
Fail up.
Well, I think one of the beautiful parts of the film is the quote by Rumi that says, the wound is the place where the light enters you. And that's a gorgeous idea, that the place inside of you, the thing that you feel the worst about, your disappointments, your failures, your faults, whatever you think those things are, that those are really openings for something beautiful to happen. And so I think that's really a huge message in this film. Meg is very down, very depressed at the beginning of the film, but it's through that depression, through that kind of darkness that she's able to walk through and get to an ultimate place of triumph.
I feel the same way, and she's able to realize that she is a warrior, and everybody else has been telling her, and they saw that she was a warrior, but through the journey she's able to really accept that and find herself.
A beautiful quote from the movie is, love is always there even if you don't feel it. So in these desperate and dark times, how can we feel it, the love?
Well, I think that's exactly why we wanted to make this film. That's why I wanted to make this film. Before this film, I'd made Selma and I'd made 13th. And these are two films that really are delving into the dark, divisive times that we find ourselves in. It was really important for me personally, but also as a filmmaker, to make something that was about light. That's something that is talking about the polar opposite of dwelling in darkness, and how do you combat darkness through light. Dr. King spoke of that, and so we have to remind ourselves of that. So this film does that for young people. This film was designed for kids 17 to 14 to really remind them and to plant seeds about the things that truly matter in life. Love, your family, friendships, taking care of yourself, standing up for what you believe in. So that was our goal in making it, and we're just thrilled that it's coming out at this time.
How can we find our frequency and trust in ourselves?
I think it's just believing in yourself and knowing that you are enough and you are worthy of being loved, and you'll be able to find your vibrations and your frequencies through that, and accepting yourself and loving yourself first.
Yeah, I like the idea of a frequency or energy or a vibration. You wake up in the morning, how do you feel? You feel a certain way, and just going with that, not denying how you feel, not being down on the way you feel, but focusing on how you feel and try to walk through that towards a place of light. I like to wake up just being grateful, and that gets my frequency on the right level.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. You had good questions.
Oh,
and
thank you.